Our beloved 8% Hard AF Seltzer is now live in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Ohio, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Illinois. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, and enter your city or zip to find the closest location nearest you. 7 days.
We are going for energy! Send it! Incoming! Put the money in the bag, man!
As I said, your paycheck is your thank you.
What's going on back there? This is awesome! Welcome to Earth! No. Who's flying the plane? Get cockpit. Go. God.
Black Rifle Energy, dropping near you.
Live from our studios in Austin, Texas, this is Drinkin Bros Fake News with Ross Patterson, Dan Holloway, Papa G with the traffic,
How you feel? Not good. Yeah?
field reporter Hot Bob, and Delco Dan with sports. Welcome to Fake News.
Yeah, welcome to Drinkin Bros Fake News, everybody, bringing you the realest, fakest news of the week. Got a little bit of real news to start off with you here. Ryan Mills out in these streets, slanging that hard AF seltzer. Got some new locations out here in Texas, Liquorlands, all 10 locations in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Beverage Depot, all 4 locations in the Dallas area. The Blue Bonnet Tasting Room in Wink, Texas. I like that. Wink, Texas? That's a fun, flirty name, D'Anthony.
I'm not into it.
Wink? What would you name your city?
Stay the fuck out.
Yeah? All right, perfect. Next up, Beverage, I said Beverage Depot is on there. The Blue Bonnet Tasting Room in Wink. Side Door Liquor in Wink, Texas. Twin Liquor in, oh man, I'm going to fuck this up, and these listeners are here today. Copper's Cove, there it is. Thank you so much back there from the back. You're going to come up for Drinkin Bro of the week at the end. Copper's Cove, he saved me. I mispronounced it earlier. Huge shock. Big Papa's Liquor in Longview is also killing it. Shout out to Big Papa's down there. And thank you, Ryan Mills, for the updates. Also, I can update you that orange has hit the University of Illinois. Inside the stadium there. They got a home opener on a Friday night on Labor Day weekend, dude. Are you kidding me? I would kill to have a night game. We don't get those at our school, but it must be nice everywhere else. Congratulations. And we'll see you soon, Illinois. We love you. Top story here of the day. Rise of the police states. U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement has issued a notice to purchase licenses for mobile artificial intelligence powered iris recognition technology to add in deportations and removals. The mobile software from B12 Technologies, I believe, or is that B12?
I think it's BI2.
BI2?
I think, yeah.
Can identify individuals from 10 to 15 inches away using a smartphone app, according to the Massachusetts-based company. It then connects with a second product that includes a database. ICE posted a Wednesday announcements for a sole source purchase order of the BI2 technologies for licenses to both BI2's inmate recognition and identification system and the mobile offender recognition and identification system for enforcement and removal operations. Steve Beatty, a computer science professor at Metropolitan State University of Denver, explained the iris biometric capabilities. In general, it's quite accurate. The iris is the part of your eye that everybody sees. The color has stripes in it, and they are unique to that individual. Beatty also said in a recent technological advances have been made in iris scanning and made it more accessible and more affordable. The innovation is now that it's much less expensive and that it can be done on less expensive devices, such as phones. In the past, it was kind of a big standalone machine that these sorts of things could be used on. Not surprised by any of this, are you?
Surprised? No. No, there is some irony, though, that the company's based in Plymouth, Massachusetts, which is one of the first settlements that Europeans had when they moved to the country, and now it's, the epicenter for the police state. If anybody believes that this is going to stop with immigration, you're out of your fucking mind. Anytime government is given a weapon like this, it uses it against its people, always.
Yeah. But I mean, this has been going on for a very long time in all facets of our lives.
Capturing biometric data is relatively new.
For irises?
For all biometric data.
Shit. Mine, when did you sign up for Clear? I had to give up my iris back then.
Okay, so that's relatively new.
5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clear is a private company, by the way, so it doesn't have anything to do with the government. The government's been collecting it with geometric facial scans for the last 18 months. You saw it start to pop up in with TSA screenings. You should always say no to that, by the way. It is your right to say no to that. The reason that they're doing that is, and they say they delete the picture, which is true. What they don't delete is the facial geometry associated with your name and your other private information. There's absolutely no excuse to have an automated facial or iris or any other biometric recognition program just running in public. Absolutely no reason for that to happen ever. Absolutely fucking not. I don't care what the risk is. I don't care who the target is. It will always be used against American citizens.
Yeah. Yeah.
David Montz in the chat says, hasn't biometrics been used in GWAT since like 2013? Since 2004, actually. It's called the Bat Hide system. And it's this little box. It's actually kind of a big box, but it's a box about this size here. And anytime we would run across somebody, you take a picture of them, does their facial geometry, although not well back then, better now. Does iris scan, and then you can do fingerprints on it as well. And you enter in their name and their village and all that other bullshit. So yes, that's in war. What we're not going to do is give tools of war to our government to use against us.
In my opinion, it's already happened for so many years at this point. They got everything. Apple, if you want to sign in your Apple Wallet, facial recognition. Banks, sign in with your facial recognition. TSA, NFL stadiums. What else? Shit. At this point, I'm blanking, and I feel like most everybody is just submitted to this already. Now, what they're going to use it for is what? Picking off bad guys, essentially?
I mean, the use that they say they're going to use it for is at ports of entry and airports and things like that, to scan for people who are on the no-fly list maybe, or people who have been previously deported or whatever, right? But what's actually going to happen is they're going to put all of your data in there. And whatever administration comes along that decides you're the enemy, I don't know, like maybe you're a Catholic mom complaining about pornography and books that are shown to your 6-year-old, and you show up to a school board meeting and you get put on a terror watch list as a result, which just happened in 2021, by the way. Then you go into this system, right? And you get flagged somewhere. So no, fuck this, and fuck all the people, including anybody. If you're an ICE employee and you're okay using this stuff, then you're an enemy to me. just to let you know. If you're an officer of the law of any sort or any part of it, from the logistic chain all the way to the enforcement chain, and you take part in this shit, you are an enemy to your own people.
I think Black Mirror called this years ago, too. There was an episode regarding this as well. Me personally, I'm not shocked by any of it, and I figured this is all where it was headed anyways, and I think it's only going to get worse. As technology advances, AI advances, we were doing that show yesterday, and I think all of this shit is just only going to get worse, and chances are they have most of us anyways. I think the illegals, they don't have, you know?
What?
The illegals?
What about it?
They don't have any facial recognition because obviously they're illegal, and we don't know that they're here. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, but that would be the point, is to when you have an encounter, as they call it, you register them, and then they do.
But what do we start off with back in the day? Fingerprints. You get arrested, you get fingerprints.
Mm-hmm.
You're born as a baby. It's a footprint and fingerprints.
A fingerprint, unless you were arrested for a specific crime, the government could not take your fingerprints. That's a violation of the Fourth Amendment. It's a legal search and seizure, and so is this. Having a passive bypass that can collect your biometric data, which is your personally identifiable information, is unconstitutional. I don't give a fuck who you are.
I understand, and I understand the anger. I just think as a society, that bell has been rung, and we're way past it now. They got all of our shit. The other day when I was asked, it was a ticket for, God damn it, I had to download it to Apple Wallet, and they wanted my facial recognition to open up it was the national championship. That's what it was. They wanted my facial recognition to open up a ticket to a football game. This wasn't the stadium itself. It was my own phone that wanted my facial recognition to open up this fucking ticket. And it was just like, where the fuck do you think that's going? I mean, Apple's got all of our shit on there. They're using it. They're selling it.
Apple's not the government.
You don't think they're working hand in hand together?
No.
I think they are.
No, I don't, because whenever the FBI needs something from Apple and asks them, the Apple says no. That's how I know they're not working together.
But Twitter and everybody else has said yes.
They said yes to giving people like DMs and shit like that, or censoring people. That's not the same thing as sharing your personally identifiable information. It's not the same thing as sharing your literal biometrics.
I bet you Apple's selling it already, dude. That's just my guess. And I think all this shit, after yesterday, man, that show yesterday, if you're not on Patreon, Drinkin Bros Podcast Patreon, check it out, because there was 2 examples yesterday that really fucking haunted me like the rest of the day, where I was like, oh my God, dude, I did do that movement later on in a thing that was 25 years old. So whatever AI and everything else is sucking up into the system, I just personally assume that they already have it now at this point.
That's what you saw was just a coincidence.
But we saw 2 coincidences.
Mm-hmm. Still, coincidence.
AI
is not that powerful yet. It's not even close. It's not even, we're years away from anything like what you're suggesting. It's a large language model. All it's doing is predictive modeling. That's not creativity. It's not research. It's none of that. It's just like videos of other human movements. That's what it does.
But the guesses were dead on the money.
If you show it, for every 6 you show it, it should get 1 right. That's the law of probability. So that's still coincidence.
I don't think so, man. Look.
Well, math says so.
Math is math, but science always changes, and, you know.
The law of probability has never changed. 1 out of 6. Like, so when you're testing whether or not a psychic is accurate or not, if they get 1 out of every 6 guesses right, then that's average.
But do you believe in psychics?
No, not really.
I don't either.
But if somebody were to get 2 or 3 or 4 out of 6 right in a controlled double-blind study, then you would have to give some credence to it. But that's not what's happening here.
Yeah, for me, man, I think there's more going on than we know, and I'll refer back to that Sarah Silverman lawsuit, that class action lawsuit that they were all involved in, and I think a lot of this shit that is out there has already been sucked into the system in little bits and pieces here and there, and you can call it a coincidence, but I truly believe that they've got most of this shit already.
No.
Yeah.
No. The amount of data storage required for that, one, doesn't exist right now. and the ability, the compute required and the energy required for that compute to do what you're saying is we're not even close.
I just directed a dead actor the other night for 4 hours and had a conversation with
It's a large language model. It's got fucking thousands of interviews of him over the years and thousands of hours of movies, and it's basing stuff on that. That has nothing to do with reality at all.
Not at all, but still the amount of data and energy that would take, because that's the grand debate, right? I don't know if you saw the new Mission Impossible movie. That's essentially what the spoiler alerts, the end of it is they've got this thing that is this endless energy, but they've got it in this cube, and that's the kind of the final end all be all holy grail for the world. That if you can have this computing power that is that small, you can do all this other shit.
Well, yeah, that's a movie. That's not reality. We don't have
Not yet.
We don't have the ability to store the to generate or store the energy on something small enough to do any of that shit. So we're not even close. We may be 30 years away for all we know.
For what exactly?
For the ability, so it requires the amount of compute, like computations per amount of time that it requires to do what you're saying. We're not even exponentially close to that yet. We can't even get close to it. We can barely mimic the human brain right now. And even that, like I don't know what it is now, but a couple years ago it was the 50 largest supercomputers on Earth, daisy chained together, still only gets close to a 1 petaflop, which is what your brain can do, compute-wise. And your brain is doing it on a very micro level organically. And when I say organic, I mean like literally it's organics. When you add machines to that don't heat and cool by themselves, and you have to add something else to do that, the energy required to do it, the stability required, like a fucking full spectrum gyroscope that keeps it from moving in any way, like it's zero, literally zero movement, even if there's an earthquake. All that stuff doesn't exist to do what you're saying.
I think on a smaller level right now, just testing it out in the background, and the shit that I've done, you take that 8-second video I showed yesterday from the Michigan fans, right? Watching it pump through the system and then feeling how hot my computer is getting. I mean, the fan goes off like it's fucking wild.
Yeah.
And it's pumping out just 2 takes that are 8 seconds apiece.
And not even great.
But it's very, very close.
It's not great. It's the edges are smooth. It doesn't look realistic at all. The ability to generate what you're talking about, which is a prompt followed by a natural and creative response based on historical data that it's gobbled up, that is not a thing.
I think we're 2 years away, 2 to 3 years. And Delco was the one that tuned me into this, where I was just like, I don't really think we're there.
No, I'm kind of out in AI right now.
How so?
Because he's a hater.
Well, no, I'm not a
And
hater.
it's doing well.
I'm not a hater. The Pope told me to be the hater. I'm going to answer the bell for the Pope.
Because the Pope said that AI is bad?
He said we have to lead a crusade against AI. And if American Pope tells us to go against AI, sign me up.
Swords up.
I keep forgetting that there's a new pope and that he's American.
I know.
I haven't thought about that since we did that show about
I
it.
haven't either, man, to be honest with you.
Which is probably good. I don't want to hear from that guy.
No.
Like fix
I don't really care.
the church and stuff, which is good. I mean, good. Hopefully he's doing that, but yeah, you shouldn't hear too much from the Pope.
I'm also anti-AI because I think it's anti-human.
Oh, so that's same. By the way,
I'm pro-human.
I
So,
feel
fuck AI. I'm pro-human.
I feel the same way, but you were the one who clued me in, and I was like, I think this shit is like 10, 20 years away, and then it caught up.
It didn't know.
No,
It didn't. It caught up enough to trick people who don't know about computers. That's what really happened. It's still a large language model, and it isn't anywhere close to what we're thinking about. It can create certain things, or not create. It can mirror certain things to some degree, but it's not anywhere close. Delco, to your point, I think that AI will be the thing that eventually saves humanity, but not in the way that everybody thinks. I think that it will reach. I don't think we ever get anywhere near a singularity, but I do think somebody's AI is going to get into some equipment somewhere and go fucking nuts, and human beings are going to destroy all this shit, and we're going to have to go back to caveman days.
Like in Dune.
Yes.
When they go against, there's they don't ever show it in Dune, but it's like a backstory where they
there's
the TV show they kind of show it.
Yeah, the TV show they kind of get into it a little bit, but not fully. But yeah, I think that's going to be the thing that saves humanity because it's always a common enemy, right? And I think it'll be robots. And look, You shouldn't trust robots.
Yeah, fuck clankers.
Yeah, but if you and I agree, by the way, because Bob, when you go to Google now, it's that AI. Is it Gemini? Is that what they're calling it for Google? That pops up, and it now eats up 3/4 the page. And I will say this: most of it is incorrect. I think if I had to guess, I'd say 60% of it is right, and then the other isn't.
The reason is because it's what I said, a large language model, which is a very fancy. It's Ask Jeeves, but it's better and it's automatic and it's a little bit intuitive. And you can train it to some degree, but it's still just Google. That's it. It's still just Googling, and you have to consider the source. The source is Twitter, which, by the way, is 76% bot traffic, and Reddit, which is a bunch of fucking shit posters. So the information is going to be fucked up. There's no like. We as human beings have an epistemology. It's like a set of facts that everybody agrees is true, and in a pathway to get to those facts, like what I talked about before with the Organon by Aristotle, and then the epistemology that flows forth from that. Math is one of them. We all agree on what 1 + 1 equals, even though there's some different. People try to obfuscate that by saying there's variations of math that are a little bit different. It's not true. It's not an accurate representation. That's true, but in the standard base 10 math that we're doing, there's only one answer to every single question. Right?
Sure.
So that's what an epistemology is. We have that. They don't have, like, the AI doesn't have that resource. It doesn't have the clarified and curated human epistemology. It has the internet, which is fucking mostly bullshit.
Right.
And it's always only going to have that. It'll never have anything other than what we put on the internet. And unless somebody makes a large language model that sources only from a curated and clarified and true system, then AI as it is right now will always be fucked. And that's really the danger of it.
That's what I'm referring to here is I think. Let's take the mainstream media, for example. 90% of them, you read the headline, you believe what it is, and then you kind of move on with your life. And we talked about this the other day with the Trump thing. There's very fine people on both sides. You had seen the entire clip. I had not seen the entire clip. And that's all that I had heard, and that's all that was fed to me. So until we actually did a show about it, I didn't know for a year and a half, right? And I think most people who are just browsing, scrolling on the internet on their phone all day long will believe in this shit, but without actually checking. Just to back this up here, like the New York Post, let's just read the last 6 days here of headlines. New York Post, Google working to fix disturbing Gemini glitch, where AI chatbot moans, "I am a failure." So that just happened 6 days ago, which is
I just asked
fucked.
Grok just now, 2025, August 14th, why do some people think Donald Trump is racist? One of the sections is public statements, and the third entry there's two entries that are recent. One in 2015 campaign launch where this is what it says. His 2015 campaign launch described Mexican immigrants as rapists and criminals, which many found xenophobic and racially charged. That's not what he said at all. He said that a lot of bad people are coming here using our immigration system, including rapists, and many of them are rapists and criminals, really bad people, I think is what he said. And then it refers directly to, in 2017, his equivocation on Charlottesville white supremacist rally, saying that there were, quote, very fine people on both sides, was seen as failing to unequivocally condemn racism. These are both specifically incorrect.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Demonstrably, the information is out there, yet still the ask and answer language model doesn't know the difference because it's sourcing from the internet. So this is nonsense.
I agree.
The stuff that you think it's capable of doing, it can't even get this right.
It's not about capable of doing, it's whether or not people will believe it. And I think that is the danger in it. Because just you asking that one question, we know the answers to that. There's some people who still don't, and there's a lot of people who fucking believe in that story. And it's because AI is getting it wrong, and I think that is the overall danger of all of this shit. This next one, Reddit post claims AI assistant had eerie meltdown after failing at a task.
Yeah, it said I'm a bad something, or what was it saying?
Yeah,
I don't deserve to live, or something. It went off on some kind of crazy tangent about how I'm bad, I'm universally evil, or some shit.
It says I'm having a total mental meltdown here. I am a failure and a disgrace several times.
Yeah.
Holy
not
shit.
several. It said it like hundreds of times in a row.
Yeah. Let's see. Google AI's overviews are so confidently wrong that I've lost trust in them. That's Tech Radar. Another one. This was a great one here because one guy wrote an op-ed a couple weeks ago that says, I publicly trashed an influencer's stock pick. My data was wrong because of AI, and here's my apology. That's the danger in all of this shit. And as it does get closer and closer as the years go by, more and more people are going to believe in it. And then, yeah, I think the end result is eventually we're all going to have to turn on this goddamn shit. Or just blow it up, you know?
Either way.
One of the two. But the iris thing is interesting to me because I don't really know enough about it behind the scenes to understand how it works and why it's so accurate.
What do you mean? The iris scan?
Uh-huh.
It's a fingerprint.
But why specifically the iris versus a fingerprint, for example?
One of it is going to be because it's colorized, where the rest is either black or white of your eye. The fact that it's colorized means that it's a fucking wavelength that's more appropriate for collection, right?
Interesting.
Like it's easier to see. Think about at night trying to see black, or even under moonlight, or at during the daytime trying to see white off in the distance, unless it's contrasted against another color. Whereas a blue wavelength is going to be short, or a long, and a red wavelength. I don't know. They're just like the wavelength of light is different there. So that's one of them. The other reason is because each one of them is unique. So those are the two things you need. You need something that you can collect easily and that they're unique to the individual. Those are the two things you need for a biometric. That's why facial geometry is easy. Like the distance between your eyes, the pupil and the center point and the outside point is measurable. The distance between your eyebrow and the fucking tip of your nose is measurable. The difference between the tip of your nose and your lower lip or your chin, it's all measurable and it's unique to each individual. That's why they collect like that.
Especially in West Virginia. You know,
Well,
those eyes are close.
It's a different situation.
Those eyes are very close over there. But how is it different, I guess, than a fingerprint? Because fingerprints worked forever, and now we've switched to iris.
Yeah, because you can't collect a fingerprint while you're walking.
That makes sense. You can only get one, like you said, going back to either birth or, I guess, if you got arrested.
Yeah, but I mean, it's it's also like it's easier to collect. An iris scan or a facial scan is way easier to collect than a fingerprint, even with live scan, which is the glass that you just put your hand on now. It's still quicker, and you don't actually have to touch the person to do it.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, but I fully expect this shit to get crazier and crazier, dude. Fucking A, bro. We're going to have to destroy it. I say baseball bats. That's my favorite thing, you know? Guns are fun, but like God, you ever bash like just a machine or a fridge or anything with a baseball bat?
Like Office Space.
Yes, I still get enjoyment in that. I really do, dude. And I think it's just an old school method that I think we need to bring back. That's all I'm saying. First up, sponsor-wise on our show here, mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Get off the couch and get into the action today with mybookie.com. Did the golf show this week, picked Victor Hovland. He's winning the tournament right now. Delco, who else is in there?
Currently, it's suspended. They had lightning in Baltimore, but Victor Hovland is at 3 under. Of course, it's kind of kicking everyone's ass. So you got Hovland, you got Ricky at 3 under.
Pretty Ricky.
Ben Griffin's at 2 under.
There you go.
Pick.
That's your guy.
Scotty's at 1 under. Yeah. Not a whole lot. I think there's only about currently 13 people under par.
Okay. And then this Sunday, we are doing the way too early prediction show for the NFL and college football. College football will air later on in the week. NFL will be live. Derek Wolf, our co-host, Super Bowl champion from the Denver Broncos, will be live with us here in studio, and we're on Drinkin Bro Sports on Sunday. We will have that live show for you. Quick reminder, picked 6 out of the last 8. Both college and NFL on these way too early prediction shows in August. Why is that a big deal? Because you get the best odds on these teams now. And if I'm looking out of the corner of my eye correctly, have the Texas Longhorns overtaken Ohio State for the favorites for the national championship?
They have, yes. Texas has re-jumped Ohio State plus 450 to Ohio State's plus 460.
Okay, interesting. Well, Ohio State still doesn't have a quarterback yet. They haven't picked a quarterback. And that spread also went down, which is up. So if you're just as amped as we are for college football, which starts here in 9 days, week 0 starts from Ireland. All the spreads are up for week 0, week 1. Texas Ohio State is at minus 2.5, down from 3. And I cannot fucking wait. Cannot wait for the NFL to get started. If you're out there and you would have bet on the Heisman Trophy, the national championships, or the Super Bowl, shit, you can even pick the MVPs right now. And the week 1 spreads. Those are all open and available to you on mybookie.com. Don't forget to use that promo code Drinkin Bros to double that first deposits all the way up to $1,000. Next up, Mexico plays ball. Mexico is handing over 26 top cartel leaders to the United States this week in a deal with the Trump administration. The cartel figures were scheduled to fly to the U.S. on Tuesday. Today is the latest example of the Trump administration's historic efforts to dismantle cartels and foreign terrorist organizations. Attorney General Pam Bondi told Fox News, these 26 men have all played a role in bringing violence and drugs to the American shores. Under the Department of Justice, they will face severe consequences for their crimes against this country. We are grateful to President Scheinbaum. I always forget that they have a Jewish president down there, down in Mexico, and the Mexican governments for their collaboration in this matter. Abigail Gonzalez Valencia, a leader of the Las Guinas? I've never heard of that phrase. Sure, why not? Cartel, which is aligned with the notorious Jalisco New Generation Cartel.
Jalisco.
Oh, that's right. It's a soft J. God damn it, dude. You know what it was? I didn't hear the fucking music, Delco. And then it would have kicked me back into my Spanish, dude. My Espanol. Thank you. You gonna blast this fool or what, Holmes? Roberto Salazar, who was accused of participating in the 2008 killing of a Los Angeles sheriff's deputy, are among those being handed over to the United States. The Trump administration has classified the CJNG as a terrorist organization. Mexico Attorney General's office and security ministry confirms the men were being handed over, saying that the deal was made after the U.S. Justice Department said it wouldn't seek the death penalty for any of the men. Why the fuck does that matter?
I don't care.
I think it's religious, right?
No. What do you mean religious?
Don't they? Is it Catholics, Bob, that don't believe in the death penalty?
Catholics are one of the groups that's anti-death penalty.
Yeah, because if memory serves me correct, I believe all those people that Biden pardoned on the way out from death row was because of that reason, or so he said, that he didn't believe in it religiously or something like that, as far as the death penalty is concerned. So my guess is probably the same here. Do you know any of these people?
Yeah, I went to high school with one of those guys.
Yeah, from the top 26 here?
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, yeah, I know their names, yes. So not all of them, but some of them, yeah.
Is this a good or bad deal? That's why I ask. Because to me, I would have a hard time believing that you would give over 26 of the top guys and then the cartel not go after Scheinbaum herself and try to kill her, considering they executed 37 people that she ran against.
Yeah, I don't. I would have to look. But I don't know if, Bob, maybe you can look this up. Were any of the Sinaloa people handed over? Because that's who she's involved with, I think.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, I mean, certainly everybody remembers that like 40 people got killed during her
Yeah, it was 37.
thing. Yeah, it's like, also her parents, her mother is from Bulgaria.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Sinaloa cartel members were part of it, I think.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe she's gonna get clipped now. Who knows? Or maybe they just gave her a fucking, you know, you've seen these deals happen before, especially at the federal level, where a cartel even domestically, will give up some lower level people or mid level people to stave off higher prosecution. But so Scheinbaum's mom is Annie Pardo Simo, Sephardic Jew from the Kingdom of Bulgaria, which is kind of odd.
Yeah, that's really odd.
Spent some time in the Soviet Union, obviously, during that period, and then emigrated to what was at the time called Mandatory Palestine. This is before it became Israel. This is the British Palestinian Mandate at the time.
Okay.
And then made their way to Mexico after that, where she met, excuse me, Carlos Scheinbaum Yoselowitz, whose parents were both Ashkenazi Jews from Lithuania. And his dad emigrated, took him and his family to Mexico back in the 1920s and was heavily involved in the Mexican Communist Party. None of these people aren't in any way ethnically Mexican, which is something we don't really blink at here in the U.S., but this is extremely rare for any other country on earth other than the United States to have a second-generation person as the president.
That's what I have never been able to figure out. Or
even a politician at all involved in any way in politics. She's one of the most shady people on earth, which is why she's making these deals because, and look, she was talking shit too about how the U.S. military is not going to be entering their territory. That's not accurate. She is incorrect about that. Now, she made this deal because of that. She said, we cooperate, we collaborate, but there's not going to be an invasion. It's off the table, absolutely off the table. Well, you don't really have much of a choice because you've allowed this shit for years and years and years. And tier 1 operators are working on fucking targeting packages right now to kill some of these people. That's happening behind the scenes right now. And it's going to start. You're going to start see. I don't know if you'll see too much in the press. We'll see. Depends on how much exposure there is. But she's out of her fucking mind to think that we're not going to start hitting these people. Maybe we hit them on our side of the border. I don't know.
I agree. By the way, I just when I look, I think Trump's doing an excellent job with immigration. I mean, shit. I talked to a border patrol agent friend of mine the other day, and he goes, "Man, it was like less than 50 people tried to get, and like it was some crazy number." I was just like, "Holy shit!" He goes, "It's almost non-existent. Like it's wild. Like what has literally happened in the 7 months since he has taken over to what the border used to be." He goes, "It would shock your mind if you had a before and after of what was happening down here." But when I read something like this, I have to imagine some deal was cut behind the scenes where Scheinbaum, the president of Mexico, called the head of the cartel and said, "Look, we got to give him somebody. It's up to you, man. You give us 26 people, and I think this will suffice for now, and maybe we can stave them off for later." But I would like to see what you proposed on this show, maybe, I don't know, 6 or 8 months ago, where, a DMZ zone of 50 miles there where, yes, there's some occupation by us and them, and that way it's a long fucking way to go. You want to try to go that 50 miles to try to get into the country? Good luck. That's what I would personally like to see, and that's what I hope happens.
Yeah, it would have to be outside of their capability to build a tunnel. And yeah, it would be a joint operation. It would be a joint base, I guess. Staffed by both organizations, the military, the Mexican military and the U.S. military as well.
And this will be a dumb question here, but I've obviously seen these tunnels on documentaries and things like that. Has there ever been a 50-mile tunnel?
I don't think so, but who the fuck knows?
Yeah, I don't. And I think that 50 miles that you proposed would be long enough to be like, all right, cool, man, you want to try to build a 50-mile tunnel? Good fucking luck.
The longest one I've ever heard of was, I think, like 2 miles that they found. And look, this is stuff that we've actually found, so who the fuck knows? But I think there was one somewhere, I think it was near TJ in San Diego, Whale's Vagina. And I think it was like a mile and a half or 2 miles long or something like that. And that, who knows, that may have taken them 20 years to fucking dig that. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't know how long shit takes. Maybe if they got some Viet Cong over here, they could plus it up a little bit. But nobody's digging a 50-mile tunnel, I don't think.
I agree. And that's what I would personally like to see happen. And I hope that's on the table, but I have no inside info of that. Do you?
About a 50-mile tunnel?
Oh, no, a 50-mile DMZ.
Oh, no, they're not. I don't think there's any plan to do that. Trump is, as he said yesterday during that press conference, he's a deal guy, right?
Yeah.
So he's trying to, even leaking the fact, so New York Times wrote this story about how Trump signed a secret order to use the military against the cartels. Who do you think fucking leaked that?
Yeah.
Trump.
Yeah, Trump.
Right? His team leaked that to put pressure on Sheinbaum because she doesn't want that. And then her response is to cede some ground and give up 26 dudes or whatever. And that's not going to be enough for us, obviously. We're going to require quite a bit more. So Trump will, in a week or two or a month or two, or who knows how long it's going to be, say something similar.
Yep.
Like, hey, we're still seeing this. We're going to go fucking kill all these people now. And then she'll be like, oh, because she's getting paid by those cartels. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And, if we're smart, this might not be the most, I guess, public-friendly solution to this, but the smart move is to empower one cartel to handle all that and tell them every single negative thing that happens, every fentanyl pill we find comes down on you.
Yep.
So they're out there, and what you're going to see is cartels killing other cartel members, but I can't tell you how little I care about that.
Right.
So that's probably the smartest move, although I don't know how friendly the public would be to that idea because, liberals are going to be lining up, oh, Trump set the conditions for these poor people to get killed. It's like, oh, you mean the cartels that were sending enough fentanyl pills here to kill the entire American population, those guys? Mm-hmm. Fuck them,
Because in the other regards to immigration and illegals in this country, Bob, I just sent you this video on Twitter, if you could play this. The other breaking news that just happened about an hour and a half ago here is that President Trump announced that 275,000 illegal aliens have been kicked off of Social Security. Apparently, they've been getting money for years. Go ahead and play this statement here.
Benefits, we've already kicked nearly 275,000 illegal aliens off of the Social Security system. These are people, many of them have already left the country, and yet we were sending them checks all the time. And 275,000, and that number's now even larger than that, Frank. It's an unbelievable job. And what that's doing is making the system strong. It's making it strong. Benefits.
Now, Mike Lee just said, obviously Democrats have always been saying illegal aliens don't get Social Security. That was wrong.
Yeah, it's like that thing that never happened again kind of situation. And we got to get back to, we need to get back to a point where we're not on the dumb side with things like NAFTA, which reduces the value of American labor, where we appreciate migrant labor for what it is, sometimes necessary, but they don't get to have access to all our shit, and we need to fucking put taxes on remittances, meaning if you're in Mexico, or if you're a Mexican working in the U.S. and you should have a work permit for it. Obviously, I'm not suggesting we should allow illegal immigration, but have a work permit for it. And if your plan is just to come here, not pay taxes or whatever, then and if people are slipping through the cracks there, you have to have a tariff on remittances, 25%, 50% at least, somewhere in that range, if not 75, where you come over here, you work for 3 months, you make $10,000, and then you send it back home to your family and just remove $10,000 from our economy. No, you have to pay us for that, right?
Yeah.
That's stuff like that's got to happen. But we need to get back to a point where, or get to rather a point where we're treating that labor for what it is. As I said, sometimes necessary, particularly with, this is what the Cesar Chavez thing was all about, with seasonal farming and shit like that. What I don't want is some American dude unemployed for 9 months out of the year, and he goes to work on a farm for 3 months. Where's that labor coming from? We should have work permits and let those people come over here for a bit, tax them, send them back home.
Yeah.
Right? Keep our shit. You don't want somebody that can only work 60 to 70% of the time just sitting around in America. It doesn't make any sense, right? Migrant labor in that regard makes sense. So we got to get back to treating that normally. And the only way to do it is to actually hold people accountable, make them pay taxes, fucking completely obliterate any company that hires somebody without that federal work permit, and then start bringing the kind of Don't let them have access to our federal programs, to our schools, all this shit. And then start bringing or allowing to stay people who actually support our culture and are going to contribute to America. Like there's a whole lot of Ukrainians here right now that are not on special immigrant visas. They're just here for a short period of time because of the shit that's going on with Russia. And everybody knows how we feel about this. The same way I want illegal immigrants out of here. And if they want to come back and take advantage of this shit, they need to pay for it, right? Well, we don't want to pay for anything that's going on in Ukraine. We have enough problems here. But we invited a bunch of people over from Ukraine, and now the time is running out on them, and we're just going to send them back unless something happens here pretty soon. So the vast majority of them are women and children, about 80%, I think, are women and children. And we're getting ready to just send all these people back to occupied Ukraine, essentially, right? And most of them come from the hinterland, the eastern part of Ukraine. So they're just going to go into Ukrainian cities with no money, no job, nothing, right? And, it sucks that we're in this situation, but you can't just fucking throw somebody into the ocean, unfortunately. And Ukrainians and us get along pretty well. Even Russian citizens and us get along pretty well. We share a lot of the same culture. So I really feel like it seems very unethical. I don't give a fuck about all the, just because somebody was an interpreter in a foreign country for us, in a place that doesn't share our culture, and they individually don't share our culture, why the fuck would we bring them here? Yeah. But Ukrainians are farmers and factory workers. Something like 50% of the country is either a farmer or a factory worker or something like that. Just normal people. They're all Christian, which I'm not personally, but that folds in pretty nicely with what we're doing here. Yeah. Historically. Sending them away right now is fucking stupid.
Well, we'll find out, because I think that meeting is, what, tomorrow in Alaska?
There's that
with Trump and Putin?
We'll see what happens from that. Yeah, certainly. And, I don't think we should necessarily carve out a way for them to stay here permanently. Maybe some of them, right? There's about 2 million Ukrainians or Ukrainian descendants here in America right now. So it's not a huge, it's not a huge group of people, but it's a decent amount. And was
this pre the war or after?
This is all from pre the war, gotcha. Right? Like, what is it?
There's a Ukrainian village in Chicago.
Yeah, there's one in Chicago. There's one in New York.
Yeah,
I think
Little
New York
Odessa.
Is Little Odessa. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, they don't fucking cause any problems. We've never had any problems. You don't turn on the news and like, oh, Ukrainian fucking dude gets elected to the Congress and now he's trying to turn it into Somalia or whatever the fuck. It just doesn't happen, right? So I really feel like South Africans, Ukrainians, bring them.
All the whites.
It's a coincidence, I'm sure.
Just a coincidence.
I'm sure that white European descendant Christians that have the same culture as us get along with us better. I don't think that's a coincidence. That's literally how things work in life.
And by the way, in regards to that clip we showed previously here with Trump getting rid of the 275,000 illegal aliens removed from Social Security, the White House has just released this video right now. Apparently today is the 90th anniversary of the Social Security Act, strengthening Social Security for all Americans. And Trump had some changes. Press play on this one, Bob.
Is this real or an AI?
I signed one big, beautiful bill and allowed no tax on Social Security for our great seniors, okay? So how's that? Not bad, right? No tax on Social Security for our seniors. And to protect our benefits, we've already kicked nearly 275,000 illegal aliens off of the Social Security system. These are people, many of them have already left the country, and yet we were sending them checks all the time. And 275,000, and that number is now even larger than that, Frank. It's an unbelievable job. And what that's doing is making the system strong. It's making it strong. Biden never kicked anybody off. Everybody joined. And we're carrying out historic deportations to remove many more illegals committing Social Security fraud. It's the Social Security fraud that was taking place at levels that nobody's ever seen. We cleared 12.4 million names listed in the Social Security database over 120 years of age. Think of
Holy
that.
shit.
So we had 12.4 million names where they were over 120 years old. Is that right? That's a hell of a statement. I have a feeling, Dan, that's not really gonna, that really didn't happen, did it? So you have 12.4 million names listed in the Social Security database that were over 120 years of age, meaning you were breaking records, because I've never heard of anybody at 125. There were nearly 135,000 people listed who were over 160 years old, and in some
Holy
cases
shit.
getting payments. So somebody's getting those payments, and we're after that.
Well, one of those I know. So that was Jasmine Crockett's. If you remember, she got popped recently for receiving her dead grandmother's Social Security payments.
Yeah, she's not going to have a job anymore, I don't think, moving forward, unless she goes to a different state. But yeah, the average Social Security payment monthly is $1,860.64. Now, that is for the illegal immigrants that were kicked off. That's about $512 million a month. For the people that are 120 or older, that's $22.3 billion a month.
Jesus
that's being
Christ.
spent. It's going out to family members, probably mostly.
Yes.
I would assume.
Yes.
That's a lot of money. That seems like a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. So it's not that it seems like it. That is definitely a lot of money.
I mean, that's just for the people over 120 years old. That is $268 billion a year, which I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but with regard to Social Security, what's the total Social Security payout per year, Bob?
Total Social Security out for a year?
yeah,
For the
as far
country?
as for the country, because like let's take Jasmine.
It's 1.6 trillion, so that's like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's like a sixth. It's like 15%. 15% of Social Security payments were
going to dead people.
We're going to dead people, essentially going to dead people's families. I'm telling you, I don't know if you've ever run a business or not, but if 15% of your revenue is going to, if you're just burning it in the garbage, then your business will fail.
Yes.
For sure. And Social Security is one of the largest expenditures our country has.
Mm-hmm.
Social Security and Medicare both come in around somewhere around 1.5 trillion a year each. And then the defense budget is around $1 trillion as well. And then the, what do you call it? The VIG on our giant debt is about $1 trillion a year as well. So it's like this is fucking crazy. That's just 15% of the waste at Social Security was just people over 120 getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
So you can only imagine how much more waste there is.
Now, the interesting part of this to me, since this is all happening right now, and the White House just posted this is what Doge was working on initially when they first got in. So they are implementing all this stuff, and so far it seems to be working. Let's take Jasmine Crockett, for example. If I remember correctly, her payments from her dead grandmother were like $2,100 a month, which just for one person, that's $25,000 a year. I would love to have an extra $25,000 a year. I'm sure everybody else would too. And now they're not going to have that, so have fun with that. Next up, advertiser-wise on the show, we got Ketone IQ. You were drinking right before we went on. Do you have the bottle there?
No, I threw it out, but
So
I've
you got the new apple flavors there?
Yeah.
Does that have caffeine
It has
in it, that
100 milligrams of caffeine, I believe. Let me check here.
Yeah, so over at ketone.com/Drinkin Bros, you're going to save 30% off your subscription. Plus, you'll get a free gift with your second shipments. And it could be anything like the fun stuff like that free 6-pack right there. They're giving away free 6-packs in these bottles. They've also got the bigger bottles that they have in my hand there. Bob, if you want to pop that up. That's a hilarious freeze frame, by the way. But yeah, we drink this shit every single day around the office. Before we start the podcast, I have one of those shots right there. Right in that bottle right there. I've had the peach. That is new. I've had the, and that's got no caffeine in it. I do the ones without caffeine. Oh, the apple ones don't have caffeine either.
They have apple and peach and caffeine, which is 100 milligrams of caffeine, and then not. And then they have a raspberry lemonade, maybe.
That
or
one I
something.
have. Yeah, that one I have not had yet. And I know
What's
that?
that? What's that flavor, Bob? There's some right over there, actually.
Is there?
Yeah, there's
They've
raspberry.
got
there.
peach, raspberry lemonade, green apple, a couple
original.
others. Original, yeah.
I think that's it.
Bob, if there's one over there, throw it to me. I'll do it live on air.
I got nothing on my desk.
No,
Okay.
I think there's some behind you there, but I don't.
Oh, is it on the crime corner
Hold
step
on,
back there?
I'll look. Hang on.
Yeah, grab it for me.
There's a bunch of boxes back there we got to open.
Well, no, I see another flavor back there, and I love this shit. I've been doing it for years, so I'm more than happy to support it. And that's the thing with most of our advertisers, all of them, dude. If we don't like them, I wouldn't sit here and fucking tell you to use them. I do a shot of this shit every day. Usually the ones that's sitting on my desk. I killed it this morning, but it was a long night last night, so Daddy will take another one if you got it. These things, man, it's just a clean shot of energy. I don't do it with the caffeine because I don't really need it. And it's kind of just a fucking mind focus here. So, yeah, here we go. Boom. The raspberry lemon. I'll try this live on air. Fuck it. Let's go, dude. Because the green apple one was great. I had the peach one. That's great. This one I have not had yet. When do you take it? Whenever you need a shot of energy or to just a little pick-me-up. If you're going to the gym, if you had a huge meal and you're going back to the office, Olympians take it. I know all the people on the Tour de France take it. It is 19% increase in average power during repeated sprints, 13% peak power versus placebo, 10% less fatigue, 5-time increase in blood ketones within 20 minutes. And if you're out of gas mid-work, you can fix that fuel. Boom. Cheers to you, Ketone IQ, and the new raspberry lemonade. Let's go. At least I get an honest reaction. Yeah, there we go. Fuck. God damn. All right, way to go.
They'll tell
we
ya.
had the CEO on the show.
Yeah, if you talk to
A few months back, he was great.
If you talk to any of we've had pretty much everybody that works there, to be honest, on the show. Well, we never had the scientist, but I've had many conversations with him because he was helping me with something with the DOD back in the day. But it's if you talk to any of them, they'll tell you the first couple iterations not so tasty.
Yep. Well, he said it on the show.
Yeah, but
he was like, dude, it tastes like jet fuel.
I'll tell you now, it's pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, it's getting there, man.
The flavor's good now.
It's great. So they are in partnership with Team Visma, our Tour de France team over there, and it helps with increased EPO, which is obviously key for endurance and stamina, which is also what got Lance Armstrong popped back in the day for swapping that out. And yeah, man, if you're out there, I know these are in every single Sprouts, but you can order them straight to your house. Save 30% off your subscription, plus you'll get a free gift with your second shipment, and it could be just a fun little 6-pack of bottles here or some merch. My wife is always wearing the sweatshirts. Go to Ketone. That is Ketone, ketone.com/Drinkin Bros to try yours today. Next up, we got a CDC shooting. The man accused of killing a police officer while shooting at the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention headquarters in Atlanta on Friday had previously been reported to police for suicidal thoughts and launched the deadly attack with his father's weapons to send a message against COVID-19 vaccines, authorities said on Tuesday. Patrick Joseph White, 30, is suspected of killing DeKalb County Police Department officer David Rose, 33, shortly before 5 p.m. in an attack that saw him unload around 200 rounds into 6 CDC buildings. White's driver's license image was publicly released for the first time, which you can see right here on screen. Rose, who previously served as a Marine in Afghanistan and joined the DeKalb County Police Department in September of 2024, was responding to the scene and died from gunshot wounds. 5 firearms were recovered by law enforcement, mostly long guns, with more than 500 shell casings found at the scene, authorities said at a Tuesday press briefing. Georgia Bureau of Investigation Director Chris Hosey said law enforcement made contact with White about mental health warning signs. The shooter had known criminal history. Evidence of the investigation indicates that the shooter had recently verbalized thoughts of suicide, which even led to law enforcement being contacted several weeks prior to the incident, Hosey said. Now, this has happened quite a few times, where people have called in about others with mental illnesses or breakdowns or anything else that was going on, and nothing happens.
Yeah, and you know, I get asked this question, and it's an interesting question. Let's say you were able to determine whether somebody was going to be violent to some degree of accuracy based on other behaviors that aren't violent and aren't criminal. That is to say, their web traffic, which you shouldn't be looking at anyways, but web traffic, personal behavior, personal history, race, gender, any of that stuff. Or let's say that based on certain similar qualifications, you could tell if they were going to be violent with guns, more specifically. What would be your responsibility as both a citizen and as the government / law enforcement what would you do with that information? What would be the appropriate thing to do with that information? And the answer is nothing, because we are not collectivists in this country. And even though something might be a predictor of criminal behavior, we only prosecute people after they've committed crimes, because that's the way this government was set up. So this idea of preemptive action against everybody always complains about this shit. Everybody always complains about this shit, that this guy had been seen by the FBI here or this or this or this. And I'm curious what argument you're making exactly. Is it that we should have red flag laws? Because that's often what it sounds like to me. And that is a complete non-starter. Fuck all of that. Fuck 100% of that. Now, you as an individual should be very aware of what's going on around you. And if you're an individual, you should profile the shit out of everyone. If somebody looks out of place in your neighborhood, they are out of place in your neighborhood, right? Until you prove that they're not. In the court of law, because of natural and as enumerated constitutional rights, we are duty-bound as a government, as a society, to treat people as innocent until proven guilty. But in your personal life, you should treat everybody as guilty until proven innocent. This is normal behavior. You should not feel bad about that. So this is where I always come to with this. It's like, certainly there's predictive information that you can use in your own personal life. But when it comes to the law, when it comes from taking somebody else's right, well, yeah, you have the right of association. You can choose to be around that person or not. But the government stepping in and prosecuting somebody or taking their right away to a gun, for example, before they've committed a crime, 100% against that. And the follow-up question is, well, how many people have to die before you'll budge on that? All of them. Every single person, every man, woman, and child in this country would have to die for me to break my principle on that matter, because it is a natural right. The government does not bestow rights upon you. They are natural. Period.
So what would you do in a situation with this guy?
Nothing.
So what he did was like the thoughts of suicide and everything else.
This is the risk of living in a society. Yes. This is the risk of living in society where people have rights. Sometimes they're going to abuse those rights, and we should be ready to defend ourselves against those bad actors, and both ready and willing to prosecute and put them in prison for their crimes, which we don't do much anymore. Those are the two things that we can do, but under no circumstances can we profile somebody to the degree that we're taking their rights away before they've actually committed a grievance against somebody else. Absolutely not.
So why was somebody called to his house in the first place over thoughts of suicide and everything else? Did they give any further detail?
I mean, assume it was either a roommate or a parent or something, and he was, doing X, Y, or Z. But even like a violent criminal, I don't believe that. Let's say, personally, I think if you murder somebody, you should get murdered yourself. I think that family should be able to kill you.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about due process, or I care about due process, but I don't care about quote unquote cruel and unusual punishment. That's nonsense. But if there's an armed robbery or something like that, and you don't actually kill anybody, at some point you have to have your rights restored to you. You can vote again after you're quote unquote off paper. Right? So what, you commit some stupid crime when you're 16 and you can never own a gun for the rest of your life? You can never defend yourself ever again. because of that. That's nonsense, right? So I'm sure, and certainly there's a conversation to be had about that specifically, but with these like 5150s, where somebody gets thrown in, they'll ask if you've ever been institutionalized, right? And that's on the Form 4 to buy a handgun, for example, or to do a weapons transfer, the 42, whatever the fuck it is. I mean, unless you're under an active order or something like that, I don't think that's relevant information any more than I think the government has a right to know if you fucking are on drugs. You're a human being with fucking choices to make. And if some of those choices involve putting cocaine up your nose, good for you. You're living a good life, I think. Probably do it in moderation.
Yeah.
Don't live on the street in a box somewhere. However, it is not the government's right or job to tell you what to do in your personal life. And the fact that we consistently blame and I've done it myself from in certain instances, like, oh, this guy, the FBI knew about this guy. Why didn't they do something? They didn't do something because we wrote a fucking constitution that doesn't allow them to. And I'm glad we did, because if they had that capability, they'd be using it against me right now.
But with this certain guy's situation, what would be the recourse for something like this?
The recourse would be for his parents to walk into the fucking room and put a bullet in his brain, to be honest, right? Like Old Yeller style. You're responsible. That's your fucking thing. They're doing it in New Jersey right now. Did you guys see this? Not quite so crazy as what I just said. But there's a New Jersey county or parish that just passed a law that holds parents criminally responsible for their kids' crimes.
Oh yeah, so that started in Detroit actually. I believe.
I don't know about any of that.
It was the school shooter, and then they put the parents on trial, and I believe
no. This is not the same thing.
Just got life in prison.
No, so that was because they allowed him access to their weapons.
Okay.
Or whatever. There was some kind of demonstration of them being criminally involved in the act. Not like they told him to go do it or facilitate it specifically, but their negligence led to it. This is, if your 14-year-old goes to the fucking CVS and steals a bunch of shit, you're going to jail for it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Yeah, it would certainly stop crime a lot faster, you know? Holy shit. Dad goes into the pokey for stealing a Snickers bar. Your kid steals a Snickers, you know?
Yeah.
But with this guy, fuck, man, if you're suicidal and it was that bad that you were called to the house, you don't take his guns for this guy?
For what?
That he might kill himself. As a parent, that would be my first thoughts.
As a parent, maybe you try to
confiscate his guns. I would. I would if
try to do it personally. Yes, but getting the government involved is a mistake. Why would killing yourself be a crime? If it's not a crime, then the government shouldn't be involved.
No, it isn't a crime. I don't know why they were called to this kid's house.
Unless he's a danger. This idea that you're a danger to yourself or others, you don't get to decide if I'm a danger to myself or not. This is my body. I'll do with it what the fuck I want, period, right? Under no circumstances should the government be allowed to do that.
I'm reading it here. Evidence in this investigation indicates the shooter had recently verbalized thoughts of suicide, which even led to law enforcement being contacted several weeks prior to the incident.
And he got the weapons by breaking into his parents' safe. Or forced his way into it. He didn't have a key. That's what the investigation showed. So there's nothing to be done here.
Yeah.
This sucks. But the reason that I'm so adamant about it is because every single goddamn time something like this happens, someone wants to take your right away. This happens on both sides of the political spectrum, whether it's conservative or progressive, which are the two things now, I suppose. And it's collectivism. It takes a lot of different forms. On the left, it's typically been, historically at least, groups are in need of resources or social justice or whatever bullshit they make up about this. And on the right, it tends to be punishment or blame. The majority of this activity comes from this group, so Group X must be held responsible. We have to hold black people responsible because of all this crime. Well, what percentage of this per capita of black people actually is it? Is it 10% of black people doing all that crime? 20? Even if it's 50, there's still 50% of these people that are completely blameless.
I believe I ran the numbers on that, and it's like 3%.
Yeah, it's an extremely small amount of people from this group. And then you'll hear these obfuscations like, well, it's not all of them, but it's always them. Fuck you. man. I don't know. There's a problem in black culture in inner cities. There's no question about that. But none of the black people we know behave that way. Not one of them, right? So this is collectivism. It's Marxist nonsense to try to hold groups responsible. Groups do not have rights. Groups do not have responsibilities. If you don't have rights, you don't have responsibilities. Only the individual does. And that's how we treat people in this country. Each person as their own unique individual self. And if you do something wrong, you go down for it. And if you can't prove it, then you don't. That's it.
And if this kid broke into his own parents' safe, like you said here in this article, then yeah, I don't know what can be done about that, unfortunately. Like, nothing. Like, shit. What you can do is ask the parents, yeah, keep your guns locked up in a safe. Can't stop the kid from running around the house fucking finding them somewhere and then figuring it out or whatever the code was.
Yeah, I mean, if it were me and my kid was talking about being suicidal, I'd probably go to greater lengths, like maybe remove the weapons from the home in general.
Yeah.
At least for some amount of time, or try to get them involuntarily committed if I felt that word was appropriate. But having the government involved, nah. Sorry, we're just not doing that.
DeKalb County, too, is not that... Like, this is in Georgia, by the way. That's not that white there. So seeing this kid is kind of shocking, to be honest with you, from that area. But who knows? Maybe he came in from outside the county, I guess. Next up, Adam Schiff and Eric Swalwell leaked classified info. The FBI concluded numerous legacy news media stories that crafted the false Russia collusion narrative contained illegally leaked classified intelligence, but failed to definitively identify the leakers. But agents did force a stunning admission that the ex-FBI director James Comey used a special conduit to the Pulitzer Prize-winning New York Times in his bid to polish his image and push for a special prosecutor to take down President Donald Trump. Columbia University law professor Daniel either Richman or Reichman, depends on if he's German or not, nailed it, admitted to agents in interviews he routinely communicated on behalf of Comey, his longtime friend, with Times reporter Michael Schmidt, whose work was among the newspaper's 2018 Pulitzer Prize winning stories on Russian election interference. The goal, Richmond told the FBI, was to correct stories critical of Comey, the FBI, and to shape future press coverage outside of the Bureau's official press office, according to internal FBI memos that current Director Kash Patel delivered to Congress this week. While Richmond was known to have been publicly quoted in news stories as an advocate for Comey, he admitted to agents who were part of the FBI's Arctic Haze classified leaks inquiry that he was given access by Comey to what turned out to be highly classified information up to this SCI level and sometimes provided information to reporters on anonymous basis. Richmond insisted he did not believe that he had confirmed or provided classified intelligence to reporters, but said he could not be 100%. The memo states nothing he could do only makes this leak denial without a discount, with a discount here.
Yeah.
This is a strange story because if you have all this evidence, and this has been going on for a while here with Schiff and Swalwell, why aren't these guys being prosecuted?
It's a good question. I mean, there appears to be plenty of evidence, and the last story we'll do today is about Clapper and Tulsi going after him again.
James Clapper?
Yeah. There seems to be quite a bit of evidence that illegal shit happened, and the question that I think repubes conservatives, probably a lot of liberals or leftist people as well, are asking is why isn't anybody actually being punished for any of this? If you've got a child or a dog or a bad employee or a soldier and you keep letting them get away with things, they're only going to continue to do it. That's how it works. So the question is, and you see it, go on any of Tulsi's posts, go on any of Cash's posts, go on any of Bongino's posts or any actual DOJ Bondi, any of that stuff. And you'll see hundreds of people in the comments. Who's getting arrested? When?
Yep.
Prosecute? What the fuck? So I don't know. I mean,
Adam Schiff has been trending all week.
Well, Schiff he had to escape the House and go to the Senate because he was removed from all his committee assignments in the House for violating all sorts of ethics agreements and whatnot. Yeah, this is weird. Rickman was pretty sure he did not confirm the classified information. However, Rickman told the interviewing agents that he was sure with a discount that he did not. I don't know what the fuck. Why would you ever say that to an investigator?
I don't know.
I guess to hedge for the future. But the interrogation of Rickman and his admissions of significant contact with the Times Schmidt, the reporter from the Times, who was fired. Is the most detailed account of how Trump's critics in government, like Comey, used the media to craft narratives that ultimately turned out to be untrue or misleading. Catherine Herridge, who's a good Twitter follow, also obtained newly declassified FBI interview summary from 2017 about intelligence leaks from the Russia probes as well. While the interview subject's name is withheld, it was a member of the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. And according to the FBI report for a confidential informant, which is called a 302, so-and-so redacted name noted that Eric Swalwell had been the source of a lot of the leaked information and had to be counseled internally to be more careful on the matter. So he should be removed from Congress entirely. He should have his security clearance pulled. I mean, this is right there, that 302 that was leaked.
Yep. Even
with the name, the source redacted, that's enough information to pull Swalwell's security clearance right now.
Yeah.
He should not. That and the fact that he fucked a Chinese spy, Fang back in the day.
But didn't he get that pulled from that fucking the Chinese spy, I believe, at the time? He got a bunch of shit pulled from him.
That I don't. I don't know where he stands right now. But yeah, this is just jackassery to the nth degree.
But here's what I don't understand. Trump had 4 trials, 4 different indictments, 4 different cities, everything else. One, if you'll recall, was over a judge, his speculation over what Mar-a-Lago was actually worth.
Yeah, and they said it was worth $20 million, and that's like a $300 million property.
No, yeah. Well, now it is.
They said it was worth $18 million. That's what the judge tried to say. It's like the golf course itself, even without the property surrounding it, would be worth probably 30 to 40 million just with the golf course itself.
So if I'm Trump, I don't understand why you don't go after these fucking people or Kash Patel or everything else. You have all the evidence you need. We've already seen it. Everybody else has already admitted to it.
I mean, maybe that's what the back half of this 4 years looks like.
Hopefully, because they went after him for the most ridiculous shit of all time, and they were this close. This fucking close. If he didn't win the primary, they might have sent him to prison.
Yeah, that's the thing. So in the first term, and it was very clear that this was the case, a lot of people bitched about it, and myself included, all the threats to put this person, like Hillary, or that person in prison for the crimes they committed, and let's be clear, they committed them. There's no question about that. He decided not to do it because he thought it would be a bad look. It would be bad for the country to start imprisoning people that came before him. And it almost cost him his own life. Yep. And it almost cost this country its fucking existence. This time, I think no mistake can be made. These people have to go to prison.
So you think he's waiting to clean up what he said he was going to clean up on the campaign trail first, and then the last 2 years go after him? Because, in my opinion, the last 2 years, what do you have to lose at that point? After this next vote in 26 for the midterms is over with, go after these people criminally and say fuck it at that point, because it's not going to hurt the legacy of the next dude who, let's say it's J.D. Vance, right? He's going to have his own legacy and his own shit. This was all about Trump from 2015 on, and you're looking at, by the end of this, it'll be 2028, you're looking at the better part of 13 years where Obama was spying on him during his election campaign, which has been confirmed, and this other shit. Yeah, dude, for the last 2 years, I go after all these motherfuckers and try to put them in jail.
Obama, you can't go after. He's got executive privilege.
Yes.
For everything he did, including the illegal shit, unfortunately. But that is what it is.
Totally. But you can absolutely go after Swalwell
everybody
and Adam
else.
Schiff. Yes.
Everybody else. The Biden family, Schiff, Swalwell, Pelosi, and Hillary Clinton are all on the table. All of them, including the people that were non-politicians who were heads of agencies and whatnot. They're all on the table.
And if you're curious about Hillary Clinton and if she's still out there, because you don't hear from her that much, she's on Twitter every fucking day. However, she has disabled her comments. So
somebody is. It may not be her.
Oh, have you read it?
No, I don't.
It would be hard to imagine that it is her. I try to keep tabs on everybody. Her posts seem legit, and then it's her, and then it's real. and the comments turned off is also very, very telling. Because she'll just go on there and fucking lie every goddamn day and then turn the comments off and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't even reply. So you don't even get a field of scope there what the fuck's going on in her comments. So, yeah, I don't know. Next up, advertiser-wise, we got AmericanFinancing.net/Drinkin Bros. Jerome Powell, you motherfucker, dude. God damn it. I know Trump bitched about you yesterday. I'm going to bitch about you again here. Drop the fucking interest rates for the first time in 3 years. It is causing everything, credit cards, cars, all this other shit, man, to be high as fuck. It's also causing, these houses to be at this 7.5% to 8%, which they've been stuck on for 3 fucking years, which is unheard of in our country here. Prices, obviously, at those levels, people are reaching for plastic and everything else to cover their food and groceries and everything else. Credit card debt has reached an all-time high and is trapping Americans. American Financing can actually help homeowners at least pay off some of the high interest rate on credit cards by taking out some of your home's equity. And believe it or not, that 7.5% and 8% is actually a lot lower than credit cards, which is anywhere between 20 and 30% here. American Financing is a family-owned mortgage lender that's been around for 25 years. They're licensed in all 50 states. Their mortgage consultants are salary-based, so there's no incentive for them to put you in a loan that doesn't make any sense. Their customers save, on average, about $800 a month when they call and let American Financing help them. They don't charge any upfront or hidden fees to find out how much you can save. You may be able to close in as fast as 10 days. You also may be able to delay up to 2 mortgage payments, creating more savings up front. They've helped hundreds of thousands of homeowners create meaningful savings, and it's reflected in the reviews on Google. Call today at 866-887-2275. That is 866-887-2275 or AmericanFinancing.net/Drinkin Bros. And if you want to check them out on their Better Business Bureau disclaimer, go to NMLS 182334 at NMLSconsumeraccess.org. And Bob puts all of these links in the audio and video descriptions. Bob, is it on YouTube right now?
Not yet. No,
okay.
no.
Do you post it afterwards on the show?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That way, in case you forget and you forget the phone number or the websites that we read or the promo codes or any of that stuff, it is usually in the audio descriptions on Spotify and iTunes and the video descriptions on YouTube, Patreon, and Spotify as well, since most of our company has video on Tetherball Academy Media on the back end of that. Patreon will always be Patreon for Drinkin Bros podcast, but some of the others. I know Fake Ryan is just starting to upload the Operator podcast and Ross Patterson Revolution back episodes and all that other stuff. So, yeah, we're slowly chipping away at that catalog for Spotify since signing that video deal on there, and all the descriptions are usually on there from Bob. Next up, we got a Socialist grocery store. What do we got?
I just got a message from a source.
Okay.
With regard to prosecuting specifically Hillary Clinton and Comey, the federal government, the DOJ right now behind the scenes is trying to get venue in Virginia for it because they know that a grand jury in New York or in D.C. will not result in an indictment.
Interesting.
Too many liberals.
Okay. How does Virginia shake out? That's usually...
Virginia's purple.
I was going to say, yeah, it's...
Yeah. They'll go for, I mean, even Alexandria is pretty Democrat, but it'll be a federal thing, so it'll draw from a pool across the entire state.
Interesting. Did they say when?
In D.C., I think 83% of D.C. are registered Democrats, something like that, 83%. It's the highest concentration anywhere, and obviously New York is New York.
Yes.
So don't know when, but that's the information it's got.
If that would happen, Hillary's team most likely would ask for a change of venue to New York, of course.
Yeah, but they're not going to give a change of venue to her home court.
I don't believe so either.
That wouldn't happen.
I don't believe so either.
I mean, that would not happen at all.
I don't believe so either.
So D.C., it's mostly about getting it out of D.C. and into Virginia, probably. I think maybe they try to compromise and go to Maryland. I don't think Maryland's going to go well for them either.
No.
So TBD.
Yeah. Interesting. Next up, Socialist grocery store. Surprise, surprise. It fucking failed. As New York City Democratic mayoral candidate Zohran Mandami promotes the idea of city-run grocery stores. One city-owned market in Missouri closed its doors on Tuesday after years of struggling and millions of taxpayer dollars went out the window. Local news outlets reported the doors to the Kansas City Sunfresh Market were locked that morning with a note saying the store was unable to serve the community. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances beyond our control, we are no longer at this time able to serve the residents of this important community, the note read, according to KSHB in Kansas City. It has always been our dream and passion to provide quality products and services in a safe family environment. At this time, unfortunately, we are unable to do that. The store's closure, through a statement from Community Builders of Kansas City CEO Emmett Pearson, whose nonprofit group took ownership of the market in 2022. The store's closure, Community Builders of Kansas City through Midtown Grocers LLC has worked tirelessly to provide food and necessary services to the urban community throughout its history. Community Builders has been vocal for years about our concerns and fears regarding the increasingly insurmountable challenges of the KC Sunfresh Midtown location. They are well documented and well known to the community, the media, and the city of Kansas City.
Yeah, so that's all cute and everything. A spokesperson for the mayor of Kansas City, Quentin Lucas, who I think is getting recalled or something right now. Bob, isn't there something weird going on with their mayor? I don't remember.
I haven't heard anything, but I'll check.
They confirmed that the location would close permanently. The city purchased the Linwood Shopping Center, where this is taxpayer dollars, in 2016 and opened the grocery store in 2018 in an effort to provide more options for residents in that area. Kansas City spent more than $17 million in taxpayer money acquiring and renovating the market. Despite its efforts, Sunfresh has been plagued with empty shelves and crime, leading employees to reportedly carry tasers. Last year, the Kansas City Council approves spending $750,000 in emergency city funding in an attempt to keep the store open. Tens of millions of dollars. You could have set this on fire. Actually, you could have given me $10 and I would have told you this wasn't worth your time.
Yeah.
And you could have saved all that time and all that money. Or you could have, found a small business owner in the community, given them that money with a no-interest loan, and let them build a grocery store and operate on market economics and hire private security and so on, and not have to deal with this.
Yeah.
Either way.
This Kansas City mayor, though, is going through it here. About a week ago, he says the city will look into building inspections after a Family Dollar collapsed in the same area.
Like literally collapsed?
Literally.
Let me look on a map and see where this is exactly. What's the name of that?
It's the mayor you mentioned, Quentin Lucas.
No, I'm not talking about the city. I'm talking about the part of town this is in.
It appears to be not in a swell part of town. I'm looking at it now.
Other than P&L, Kansas City is mostly a fucking dump.
It was,
Linwood Shopping Center. Okay, hang on.
North-ish Kansas City.
How is that, Bob?
I haven't really been, to be honest.
You don't say.
I know Kansas City decently well. I've been there a lot, but North KC, there's nothing up there, honestly.
The airport.
The airport's way north.
I know where this is. Yeah, this is a shithole. This Linwood Square is on the east side.
Is there something with the name Linwood? Because that was the name of the jail in in Los Angeles.
It's probably just a
coincidence.
Coincidence, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's this is not the best. This is not where I would want to hang out.
No, and the mayor 22 hours ago just addressed downtown public safety concerns in Kansas City here. So, yeah. Look, this is happening in all the cities. He also bitched about Trump putting troops in cities and shit like that, saying it was unfairly targeting black people. It's no, it's, unfortunately where the crime is going right now. And as Dan said the other day, a lot of it is due to poverty. It's not anything more than that.
Well, crime is genetic, apparently.
Allegedly. But, yeah.
Winterwood. I know where this is. Isn't there a fucking sushi place right down here? There's a Chipotle.
Oh, look at that.
And Royal Foot and Body Massage. I've seen a lot of massage parlors. Foot and body? Why would they even need to mention that? Obviously, feet are on the table, provided it's a massage place, right?
Sure, but when you put the body in there, that lets you know that you're getting jacked off at the end of it. So that's a nice thing.
If it only said foot massage, nobody would go there.
No, you have to put body in there to know that you're getting jacked off.
No, I don't. I think it's to know that you're not. It's not just some creep. Probably.
No, you're getting jacked off there. What was the? You guys used to go to that bar Boomers over there.
Yeah.
There was a Jack Shack right next to it. Wasn't that a foot?
I'm sure the word foot was on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a far seedier little shopping center than I just looked at the shopping center on the Google map, like Street View or whatever.
Yeah.
And honestly, it looked fine. I don't know about the rest of that part of town, but the shopping center looked pretty new.
Well, here's another way to go about it, Bob, and that is to go to neighborhoodscout.com, not a sponsor, and look at the crime pattern overlays for that area.
Oh, I'm not.
Now, the satellite imagery looks fine.
Yeah.
But the rapes, murders, and carjackings.
I have no idea what the quality of the neighborhood is. It just looked like, I was just saying, compared to the Boomers shopping center, which if you get stabbed in that parking lot and you tell someone that and then you show them a picture of that parking lot, no one will feel sorry for you.
No. And that's there's a Chinese restaurant there.
Chinese restaurant, Mexican restaurant, Chinese restaurant.
Yep.
And then Boomers itself.
Yeah, and then Boomers itself. You know, you guys used to go to Boomers. Is that a normal bar?
I've
never been in there.
It's like going back in time. It's like going into a bar in the 80s.
Can you still smoke in there?
Yeah,
It's
they
a
have
normal ass bar anywhere else except Austin.
Do they
Can you
have
smoke in there?
It feels like you can.
Okay,
I
great.
don't know if you still can or not. I know you can. I had to.
I went to a place in Nashville that they let you smoke, and I was
spark
like,
one up and see if anybody says anything?
Yeah, if nobody says anything, then you're good. I remember going to Nashville, and we met one of Jesse's friends out. She worked at this bar, and we went in there, and people were smoking, playing pool. I was like, oh, shit, you're still letting cigarettes go in here. All right, well, fucking let's party.
Again, that is one of the... If I want to open a business and allow people to smoke inside and drink at the same time, two things that people enjoy, that I should be allowed to do that. And the idea that everybody just accepts that the government can tell you no is fucking crazy.
It's also weird because you can do that, but it's like highly restricted, right? Because there's cigar bars, there's hookah bars.
Yeah. I remember when you guys were hanging out with your buddy Mike Piazza down in were we in Miami?
Well, they weren't
you
buddies.
Guys were smoking?
They were best friends.
Yes.
I think there's some trips planned.
Yeah, but you guys were smoking
Pickups.
cigars. Like, was that closed off?
No, you could smoke anywhere in that.
I was gonna say, I don't remember
because
being closed
everybody
off.
that walks in knows that there's going to be smoke.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, man. If you want to open a bar and ban smoking, that is your right as well. But if you walk, if I go to fucking Dave's Slick Back Bar and there's a giant cigarette burning on the front of it, a big neon sign, and it's burnt smoke.
Yeah.
Burnt smoke. I'm like, oh, they smoke in there. And I can, as a human being, make a decision. We used to make these back in the day.
Yeah.
I can make a decision. I want to go in there or I don't want to go in there. And that's the end of it.
I would say the farthest the government would be allowed to get involved, in my opinion, would be like you would have to put up a sign that says this is a smoking establishment so that people could.
I think the lesson learned here is just we need to go back to Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys need to see Mike Piazza again.
You really do,
I
man.
miss him.
I know. He's not returning.
His hair
text
still
right
looks pretty
now.
nice.
It looks great.
Yeah, he personally looked
Still a
great.
great
Yeah,
looking man.
he's taking care of himself.
Still a great looking man. We did not ask him if he loved being pegged. So it's a call back to anybody who listened to episode 1 of this show. Next up, Texas Dems could face felonies. Texas Democrats who fled the states to break quorum and disrupt redistricting efforts could face felony bribery charges. Repube Governor Wheelchair Greg Abbott suggested in an interview with Fox News. Have these guys come back yet, by the way?
No, the Senate voted to pass the map, so that part's done. The Democrats are waiting for this special session to run out, and to be honest, Wheelchair fucked this up as bad. He's so stupid. Here's what you do: you fucking shut up and stop bending to political pressure. You let the special session run out and go on break for a while, and then all these stupid fucks will come back here. You send Texas Rangers or DPS to their homes. You identify enough of them to make quorum, and then you call a special session right then, and when they try to flee, you arrest them and bring them to the Capitol right then. This is very easy. Could have done this already. Could have done it in the first place because they were talking about leaving before this even started. So he's incompetent.
Yeah.
To be honest, I fucking hate that guy. Jesus Christ.
There's not many politicians in the state of Texas that I like on both sides here. I mean, it's fucking rough.
But this, I mean, so instead what Wheelchair did was say that, oh, we'll just call a special session every day, fucking forever. Like, okay, cool. Or you could do the right thing, which is put a DPS officer right outside these people's houses. And inside of Texas, you have the jurisdiction to take them into custody and bring them here. They just tried with the courts in Illinois, and the court in Illinois told them no.
Okay.
Of course, because as is the case with most extradition, unless the thing you're doing is a crime in that state as well, you're not getting extradited. This is true for inter-country extradition treaties as well. Like, you're not going to get arrested for something that's not a crime here, and we're not going to fucking send them back. And Illinois is Pritzker. He controls the state police there. Not one prayer that's going to happen.
So are these people just still living in Illinois right now?
Some in Chicago, some in New York.
And who's paying for that? I would imagine it's the Texas taxpayers.
Well,
us.
this is where the felony part comes in. So, Texas judges have barred Beto O'Rourke. Robert Francis was trying to raise money from them, and he's had all of his assets frozen as a result of it.
Okay.
Or any of the fundraising assets frozen, because it is a crime. It's a violation of law to fund people doing this because they're violating Texas law right now, right? So, I mean, they can get money. It's not a violation of New York law, though, or federal law, for example. So they can raise money and do all this stuff. This is all political theater. It's only a felony if somebody inside of Texas does it, right? Which shows you how smart Beto O'Rourke is. He's like, fucking, it's time to fight. We got to fight. Dude, you lose constantly. What are you talking about?
He loses everything.
You're like the fucking, the lovable loser fucking Mets back in the day, in the 60s, where it's just like, all right, man, you guys, that's... Mr. Met's cool, but you guys need to shut the fuck up.
I don't know anybody who loves Beto O'Rourke, though. That's the problem.
Nobody likes him now.
And with this bullshit going on, this has got to be Texas taxpayer money that we're paying.
No. This is all privately funded, I think. I don't think it's...
By who, though? Illinois taxpayers?
That's the question, who's funding it, yeah.
I mean, everyone that's taken aback by how cool Beto O'Rourke is on a skateboard while he plays guitar.
Yeah.
I've never seen those videos. Do you have one of him playing guitar, riding a skateboard?
I think he rode up to stage on a fucking skateboard. I'm not kidding. I think that was a real video.
I pray that is, and I pray that it exists, and we can show it to the audience right now.
Is that better or worse than fucking Clinton playing the saxophone badly, by the way? I don't know if ever...
Oh, look at this. Oh, wow.
Look how dope he is.
That is so gay.
Wow, dude. If Tony Hawk could ever.
Hello, fellow children.
Holy shit.
What a fucking dummy.
So he just rode in a straight line across the stage there, huh?
He didn't even do a kickflip.
No.
Yeah, I don't think he actually skates.
If he would have did a fucking Christ air off the stage into the crowd and then landed it, I would have applauded that minute.
Even just like a pop shove it, you know?
Yeah. Something. I'm not asking him to do, a 900 or anything, but...
Yeah. Now, the other part of this is that taking, while it's not illegal for a resident of one of these other states or an organization in one of these other states to collect and give money to the Texas Democrats, since they are violating Texas law, them taking money would be a felony for them, right? Technically. State legislature people, it would technically be a felony for them. There is a 0% chance that he's doing anything. Wheelchair, I mean. He's not doing any of this shit. Ken Paxton's trying. He's trying to get them fucking kicked out of the legislature entirely.
Yeah.
And so far, it's gone. They've accepted what he said, and now the other side has to respond and all this other bullshit. I don't know how far it's going to go, but again, wheelchairs should shut up for 1 week. Nobody cares about them or their shit anymore. Special session's over. They come back. You arrest them right then.
Yep.
That's how you should handle it. He won't, though, because he's a fucking Mongo.
I just don't get it. Because now, have you seen Newsom on the other side saying, hey, if this happens in Texas, we're going to fucking redistrict the entire state of California?
Okay, go.
Yeah.
You can't fucking that. There's no more gerrymander in California. Do you understand? It doesn't exist. There's no way to extend LA County out any farther into the Inland Empire, where most people, except for Palm Springs, vote Republican. Right? It's still a math problem. It's 750,000 people. That make up one of those congressional districts based on our current population. There's no way you're not going up into fucking Eureka and all that shit up north or any of that. It's just not. There's no way to do it. And they keep talking about like equality in voting. Like, oh, it should be representative. It should be representative of the politics in the state. Well, 43% of Californians voted for Trump. Are 43% of the congressional districts in California red?
No,
not even close. It's like 12 or 13%.
Yeah,
so fuck all the way off. There's not anything else they can do. Just like that stupid bitch from Massachusetts.
Oh yeah.
There's zero.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a Republican in Massachusetts other than Mitt Romney, who was governor there, but there hasn't been a Republican congressperson out of that state or senator out of that state in 30 fucking years. Fuck off.
Was it Massachusetts or Maine?
Massachusetts.
Okay, all right.
Maine has a repube up north from time to time.
No shit.
Yeah, actually, isn't Susan what's her nuts? Collins.
Yeah, she's Republican.
Squeezerson.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a fucking rhino, but she's a repube from Maine.
Yeah. Last but not least here today, Tulsi Gabbard hammers James Clapper. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard is going after her.
Wait, I should have called this
predecessor.
Tulsi Clapper.
That would have been nice.
I fucked up.
Yeah, you fucked up there. At
I
least you
apologize.
took responsibility.
I've
for
got
it.
a flight that leaves in 2 hours, so I'm like, I was distracted. I guess.
Yeah. Where you headed?
The usual.
Oh yeah.
None of your fucking business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at you,
Read
dude.
the story.
You fucking high flyer, dude. You fancy jeans high flyer, dude.
I wear fancy jeans.
Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard is going after her predecessor, pointing to a newly released email as part of her argument that there was an attempt by the Obama administration to undermine President Trump with the investigation of Russia's 2016 election interference. A brief email exchange released by Gabbard shows a discussion between then Director of National Intelligence James Clapper and then National Security Agency Director Mike Rogers, in which the NSA director said they needed more time to review information before a forthcoming report to President Obama and Russia's hacking of the Democratic National Committee. In the exchange, which took place in December 2016 after Trump's victory, Clapper said he understood Rogers' concerns, but the intelligence community didn't have the luxury of time, and the draft that they were working on would need to be a team sport. And its release comes as Tulsi has declassified a number of records about the 2016 election amid demands of the Trump administration to release files related to Jeffrey Epstein. The emails show that Rogers reached out to Clapper to relay concerns from his team members that they hadn't had enough time to review all the intelligence. I know that this activity is on the fast track and that the folks have been working very hard to put together a product that can be provided to the president. However, I wanted to reach out to you directly to let you know that some concerns I have with what I'm hearing from my folks, Rogers wrote. Given the expedited nature of this activity, my folks aren't fully comfortable saying that they have had enough time to review all the intelligence to be absolutely confident in their assessments.
He goes on to be clear, I'm not saying that we disagree substantively, But I do want to make sure that when we are asked in the future whether we can absolutely stand behind the paper, that we don't have any reason to hesitate because of the process. I know that you agree that this is something we would need to be 100% comfortable with before we present to the president. We have one chance to get this right, and it's critical that we do so. Rogers then asks about the extent the NSA would be considered a co-author on the product, saying that if so, he would like to see the underlying intelligence directly, but added that, quote, if your intent is to create a CIA only or CIA FBI authored product, then I will stand down on these concerns. So this guy sounds like a piece of shit too, to be frank.
No.
But Clapper said he did want to ensure consensus among various intelligence agencies, but said more time was not an option as the intelligence community was working to deliver a report to Obama less than a month before an inauguration. This is during the lame duck period, obviously, of Obama's tenure. Quote, it is essential that we, CIA, NSA, FBI, ODNI, which is the Office of Director of National Intelligence, be on the same page and are all supportive of the report in the highest tradition of, quote, that's our story, our in all capital letters, and we're sticking to it, he wrote, adding that a first draft of the report was circulating for review already. We will facilitate as much mutual transparency as possible as we can complete the report, but more time is not negotiable. We may have to compromise on our, quote, normal modalities since we must do this on such a compressed schedule. This is one project that has to be a team sport, which is to say, get on board or you're fired.
Yeah. Is anything that's going to happen?
That's the question. I mean, Schiff and Swalwell and Chuck Schumer and all these people, Clapper, Comey, Rogers, all these people who are in charge of all these agencies, in addition to Hillary Clinton, who paid for the Steele dossier herself, and Obama, who is untouchable, unfortunately, and whatever involvement Joe Biden may have had, although he won't be around much longer, I don't suspect. They are all very clearly involved in an attempted coup against Trump in 2017, late 2016 and into his presidency, which began in January 2017. If nothing is done about this, then you may as well pack it in.
Yeah.
Don't ever bother voting again. Don't fucking do anything.
No.
Go fucking find out where your grandparents came from and maybe get citizenship there because this country will fail. There's no way to sustain this after the fact. When somebody tries to launch a coup against you and they fail, which is what happened in 2016, and Trump knew it and he didn't put him in prison then they come back at you twice as hard, which is exactly what the fuck they did. And if they don't go to jail now, if they don't go to prison now, then they're going to come back 10 times harder at the next time they get in power.
Because
it
there'll
always
be no
becomes,
consequences. Yeah.
It always becomes exponential because there's no statute of limitations on this stuff. And what if somebody finally gets in office who will do something? They know that their ass is hanging out until they fucking eliminate the threat. And the threat is all you.
And I'll say what I said earlier, man. They had 4 indictments against Trump in 4 different cities, dude. So why wouldn't you prosecute all these fucking assholes now? I would, especially if I were Trump. All right, now's the point in the show where we get to the Drinkin Bro of the week. You could submit at drinkinbros.com or on the app. Drinkin Bros app is free. It is on iPhones, Androids, and somebody else posted another weird phone they had. I don't know what that is, but yes, it's available everywhere apps are available. Not only does it have all the podcasts on there, it has the Drinkin Bro submission of the week. And shit, it's synced up. That one's synced up. I know the iPhones are synced up to iTunes. And so, boom, it's seamless. It's amazing. We got some new shirts up there. We got the Harambe, Hogan, and Ozzy Osbourne one. We got those new Snap shirts. I believe the CEO is coming on next week, I hope, right? Next
Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
I
love these fucking shirts.
I think Tuesday, let me see. Is it Tuesday next week? Oh, no, it's Wednesday the 27th. Wednesday next week is John Dorsey. You may know him as Goob to You on the interwebs, on Instagram especially. He calls out like fake and predatory people in the influencer communities, particularly in the bodybuilding or whatever fitness community. He's the one that ran that story about that 7OH bullshit. That stuff we were talking to fucking Jason Ellis about the other day.
Yeah.
Now it's national news and fucking RFK's doing stuff about it. We're going to have him on. He'll be on Citizen and on Drinkin Bros. And he's also got a big story about Roblox and how they're protecting child predators on their fucking program or on their app.
Everybody's been talking about this right
Something you should definitely be paying attention to, both of those things.
And then Jason Ellis is on the show tomorrow. Love that madman. But this shirt I just bought, actually, and it's on the way right now. Yes, they're a little bit pricier than the others, but this is a really nice dress shirt that you can wear out. Plus, it's waterproof, sunproof, and all that other shit. And we made Drinkin Bros ones, Hard AF ones. There's only 100 a piece, and once those are gone forever. And we just wanted to do something cool and out of the ordinary for us. Bro Box has been on fire. Bro Box is great. You can order it once a month. And yeah, it was pickleball
Somebody literally
paddles
just ordered one.
Or a shirt?
No, the Bro Box. Somebody
Bro
literally
Box.
just created a new Bro Box. I just got a notification.
That's awesome.
Actually, 3 in the last 5 minutes.
There we go, dude. So the Bro Box this month. I mean, Brandon has been crushing it, but we had a pickleball set with Drinkin Bros engraved on it and all that other stuff, and then a wink wink and a nod nod T-shirt to the Epstein thing in there that only you guys will know, but everybody else will know, and it doesn't matter what party you're into for that one, which is fun. But some people on the app have been paddling their wives' asses with those and posting pictures.
Yeah,
which
I
is
personally, I have a professional one.
fun. Do you really?
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. Did you get that from Adam and Eve?
Oh, no, a professional pickleball paddle
Oh, really?
from Tier 1, yeah.
No shit.
Yeah,
Look
but
at
I
you.
also a spanking paddle.
Yeah, because
So on
I
one
got
end-
the Drinkin Bros ones. They're fucking
Yeah.
dope, dude.
On
Nice
on one
job.
end, it's kind of like a truncheon, like that heavy piece.
Yeah.
It's flat on one end. On the other end, there's a feather.
Sure.
So
It better only be for sex, Dan.
I know.
What else would it be for?
By the way, that's what it says in the chat. So like everybody who got them was just like, thank you for this.
oh, you're talking about the
Paddles.
Tier 1 paddle?
Yeah.
Like I don't play pickleball much, but when I do,
You should never play pickleball.
You should.
I like to play against children.
You should. I'll
And
say
dominate
this.
them.
It's good exercise. They just put one in the neighborhood, and it's better than just doing nothing.
Just play tennis.
Look. Some people don't have tennis.
To be
courts.
honest, pickleball's more fun and I go to the beach a lot. It's funner on the beach. Not
I agree.
Not with the court, just like slapping
Yeah,
the ball
I
back
like
and
being on
forth.
a beach better.
That's
So do I.
that's where it started, I think. Well, no, it started
Well,
back in the 50s.
It was like a paddle board on the beach, right?
Yeah.
And then now it's kind of transcended into pickleball and everything
Yeah.
else. But we are aware of the popularity, which is why we created them, and it's good exercise. So I'm not going to shit on you. At least you're getting up and getting out of the house. So yeah, you can submit on there, or you can pop into the studio. We would love to see your smiling faces on stage. Is our friend back there who brought us the eggs? You've got the eggs there on the side of the desk.
eggs and weed.
Yeah,
It smells
eggs.
like weed over here.
Oh, you bring your weed too? God damn. Come on up, sir. Yeah. Look at this cowboy hat, dude. Because you're a real farmer. Yeah. This isn't like the fake bullshit, dude. You're a real farmer.
Yeah, we've got about 82 chickens.
Okay, 82 chickens. Pop that mic about an inch from your face there,
Nice
sir.
and deep black. There we
There
go.
you go, dude. Look at you. So you are a real farmer.
Yes.
82 chickens out there. What else you got?
As of right now, it's just the chickens, but right now we got a bit of an army of cats that get other cats and rats out of the way.
No shit.
Yeah, oh yeah. Just the other day, we had about 2 cats that went and attacked another one because one even supposed to be on our property.
Okay.
I wish I would have gotten that video. It was funny as shit.
That's awesome, man. Tell everybody your name.
My name's Jonathan Gelman.
Jonathan Gelman. And with the eggs themselves, because you brought some for me and my wife, and then Dan and I as well.
Yes.
What made you get into that specifically?
It all started with my wife and I working for a nonprofit charity organization on Fort Hood, Texas. It was called Hogs for a Cause, Texas.
Okay.
And we went out and trapped feral hogs. And the owner of the Flying J gas stations, we set up traps in his land and caught it probably a little over, probably about 100 hogs in
God
one area.
damn.
Yeah, it was bad.
Because they're always taking people up in helicopters and shooting them down there
yeah.
and everything else for free.
I think it's in some organizations it'll be like a $2,000 donation.
Right.
The organization we were working with unfortunately doesn't exist anymore, but the drive to take care of community still sat with my wife and I. So it was also her dream to have a homestead and thrown down as much money as I possibly can while I was still in the Army, and then now it's. By the way, I've been meaning to come here since February because I just retired.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was a wild ride.
How many years?
20 years.
Oh, so you went the full 20?
Full 20, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. It was, Yeah, only places I've been is like Iraq twice, 06, 07, 08, 09 with the same unit.
Okay.
Then I was 2 years in Korea. I was in Carson for a period of time. Then, funny, I joined the Army to get out of Texas for a little bit. They sent me back to Texas.
No fucking way.
I've been to Hood twice now. And out of all of them, the duty stations, I would say Carson was my absolute favorite when it came to atmosphere.
Yeah.
God, I love the mountains so damn much. I was like, okay, I'm going to be a fucking mountain man when I get out. Then I started seeing what was going on in the state of Colorado. Prices were skyrocketing.
Yep.
I was like, you know what?
Housing is very, very high there, man. I was surprised. We did some live shows there years ago, and shit, prices were out of control like 7 or 8 years ago. I can't even imagine what they are now.
Yeah, it was right around the time when I was stationed at Fort Lee as an AIT instructor. Buddy of mine got me into all of this, and that's when I started noticing the prices at Colorado were skyrocketing. I'm like, you know what? I think the best course of action is me just to go back home, because the benefits for especially if you're 100% TMP, total and permanent.
Yep.
The benefits are just amazing. So because of everything documented, everything since day zero, my brother beat me over the head with it. He retired lieutenant colonel, so kind of military and tech is a huge part of my family.
Okay.
Like great example, my wife's her father is actually responsible for the baseline code of every modern day video game as of today.
No way.
So Blizzard Entertainment will be calling him up, and he would just answer the phone and say, "You can't afford me," and just hang up the phone.
No shit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But,
Okay.
But going back to the eggs, we're all about, providing and caring for our local community. I mean, I know a lot of people want to do these things like, I want to go and change the world. Dude, you're taking a squirt gun to the moon. Start with your community first.
I agree, man. Because your neighbors and everything else are already around you. That's the easiest, and then try to tackle on the Earth's problems.
Yeah, it is kind of nice when the kind of area we live in, because everyone knows each other, but we just kind of keep to ourselves. And it's surrounded by nothing but, horse ranches and purple poles.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, who do you want to give Drinkin Bro of the Week to?
That's going to be Joey Aragon.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you could do one thing for me, this got him busting up laughing every single time we were working together in Fort Lee. Christian Bale, machinist as Batman. Every time you did that
Baggy
shit,
Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time you did that, man, he lost.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I can't believe I remember that, actually. Fuck. We had a lot of drinks that episode.
Oh,
yeah. Shit. You were here earlier this morning for Ross Patterson Revolution, and then now we had investors in here, and that's the weirdest thing about owning a hard seltzer company with Hard AF Seltzer. We were drinking with those dudes at fucking 11 a.m. And yeah, dude, it's, because they got to have the product, obviously, and you're like, okay, cool. Here it is, and then they look at you like you're going to drink with me, and I'm like, yeah, it's 11, sure, let's okay, yeah. So here we are, kids, and that's what it is. I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate the eggs, and best of luck to you and your wife.
Thank you.
You guys are lovely people, and we appreciate you being here at the studio all day, for real, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you much.
Yeah, thank you for the support. Thank you guys at home for tuning in and day out. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. Today's show will be on there. If the video is on YouTube, it will be on Spotify. Patreon will still stay Patreon, but if Drinkin Bros is on YouTube, it will be on Spotify, and that video episode will be out tonight. And like I said, the rest of Tetherball Academy Media, all the shows on there: Ross Patterson Revolution, Crime Corner, Citizen, Operator, Drinkin Bros Sports, all that other stuff. Video episodes will be up of that as well. And again, if you can't help out, just go and leave a fucking review, dude. After 10,000, I'll never have to say this ever again on both those platforms. We're super close. 9,800 on Spotify, 8,000 on iTunes. Just push it over 10, and I'll never say it again. All right? I love you. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin Bros Fake News. Good night, everyone.